Ladies and gentlemen, the night will be very, very long on Israel's side. Yes, and also on Tehran's side as well. The night will be very long. While Donald Trump is making efforts to call both parties to peace, because Trump wants to wash his hands of the matter after his crushing failure regarding the Iranian nuclear sites. Meanwhile, it is Israel that is making the first move. However, Iran went to carry out its operations in Qatar. Regarding Iraq, the information was given. The confirmation was given that no base was attacked in Iraq. It was an alert that was triggered when they detected a missile passing by, a faulty missile that was supposed to go through there on its way to Israel. That's it. But Iran did the job, the dirty work, in Qatar. Qatar has just reopened its airspace because it's done. And now it's fine. Everything is working. But Iran was busy with that. After having bombed Israel cleanly and seriously in the morning, they moved on to the other front. So for now, Iran was listening carefully. I'm doing a direct translation, just as we will say in Bonaberi, Iran is listening. Meanwhile, it's Israel that's making announcements on television. The Israeli army announces and informs the people of Tel Aviv. There is a neighborhood in Tel Aviv. They are told to clear out, to evacuate, because Israel is about to carry out a strike. Okay. Iran also hasn't said anything. Iran made a phone call. The Army General Staff, the Revolutionary Guards, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the Supreme Leader, the alert has been given. The decision has been made. The magic finger is there, pressing the button. Click, and then automatically it goes to Israel. All the missiles are positioned, aimed at Israel. In Iran, there is no half measure. So Iran also went on national television asking Israeli civilians to evacuate an area very close to Tel Aviv. So it's about that night that we're going to talk. But before we continue, I ask you to share the video conference as much as possible. Share it. There you go. Give it lots of likes. And above all, don't forget to leave your opinions in the comments. And don't say that I don't respond to comments. I do read some of your comments, but I prefer to focus on recording the video conferences to give you real-time information. Otherwise, I do read your comments, and just know that there are a lot of you. Altogether, we have about 800,000 subscribers across all our platforms, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube. So always leave your comments, and that's it. Don't worry. I do read your messages from time to time, but I can't always reply, given the time constraints, of course. And if I do have to reply, it would mean stopping the recording of the video conferences and then going on my phone to answer you. It's up to you to choose, But thank you already for everything. Know that I'm thinking of you. So let's start with the Israeli announcement first. The Israeli army is calling on the population to evacuate an area in the center of Tehran, the Iranian capital. That is to say, Netanyahu still doesn't get it, he doesn't understand. While he himself, his master, his supreme boss, the very one who went, to the Wailing Wall to thank God for him, while that person is fleeing Iran. Because as the saying goes, a man knows his friend, and the eyes know which load is heavy. That's how we say it in Côte d'Ivoire, and also in Congo, and in Cameroon too. Shout out to my brothers from Cameroon. Well, I don't have any friends in Cameroon. I should have a friend in Cameroon. I have a son, but he doesn't live in Cameroon. So while his boss is stepping down, he's fleeing, he's asking for peace. That is to say, he's tired. He knows the history of Iranians. He knows the history of the people, of the great Iranian nation. If there were certain aspects he didn't know, he was taught. He is a president. He was taught. He was explained. He understood. He wants to wash his hands of this matter. Fefefeo. But Israel does not understand. Israel says to Donald Trump, Iwule. In my native language, Susu, it means it's false. What you're saying is not true. So Israel, the Israeli army called this Monday evening. People evacuated an area of central Tehran, warning of an upcoming strike against the Iranian regime's military infrastructure. So, it is the Iranian regime's military infrastructure in the city center that will be targeted. And to do this, people are being asked to leave the city, to evacuate. Where would they go to train? Only they know. So this is the essence of their statement, of the Israeli army statement directed at Iran. I remind you that it was after this statement that Iran also issued its own call. So here is what it says. It says, the army says this, for your safety, we ask you to immediately leave the area indicated on the map and not to approach it in the coming hours. Here is what the army wrote on its X account in Persian, in a message accompanied by a map highlighting in red the area to be evacuated at the intersection of Angelab and Shariati avenues in the 7th district of the Iranian capital. Here is the message they left. Iran also did not speak. Iran stepped up to the plate. Iran stepped up to the plate. You know, Iran doesn't let itself be pushed around by foreigners. According to official information, Iran called during the night from Monday, during that night in Marite, residents of Ramat Gan, in the Tel Aviv metropolitan area, evacuated after a similar order was issued by the Israeli army to the population. So Tehran wrote this: urgent warning from Iran, evacuate the Ramat Gan area in the occupied territories. That's all. That's what the Maha agency reported in reference to Israel. So each side issued its own evacuation call. So the night will be very long. The night will be very long. The Israelis, who are already suffering, will suffer even more. Moreover, since their defense system is weakened, but Iran is capable of intercepting, especially since it was stated that if they fire, they will intercept. Well, unless they are playing a game of chess and math to deceive what they say they will strike in Tehran, if they leave that area and strike elsewhere, I wouldn't rule that out. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the top story of the news. I'll be back with more updates shortly. This was the voice of your one and only samurai.